The death of Napoleon is steeped in mystery and plagued by controversy. Multiple autopsies were performed, with dozens of doctors weighing in on Napoleon's death. 200 years later, many hypotheses have been proposed by medical and historical writers. The leading theories for his death are arsenic poisoning by the British or advanced gastric cancer. But in 2021, on the bicentennial of his death, a group of modern gastropathologists convened to finally set the record straight. Napoleon was exiled to the island of St. Helena after the defeat at the Battle of Waterloo on June 18, 1815. Napoleon was exiled and was completely under British control. It was on this island that Napoleon was reportedly getting sicker by the day. He was suffering from recurrent abdominal pain, progressive weakness, and unabating constipation. His doctor, Barry O'Meara, reported he was plagued by vomiting, incessant hiccups, blood clots, and thrombophlebitis, which is an inflammatory process causing blood clots to form in veins, usually in the extremities. After Dr. O'Meara complained to the governor of the island that lack of exercise and poor climate would lead to Napoleon's death, the doctor was dismissed. A few days before his death, Napoleon was administered a large dose of calomel. This is a medication that contains mercury and was seen at the time as a panacea. In 1815, it was used in heroic doses, which means that a lot of the medication was given at once. This large dose of calomel was given to Napoleon, and he shortly died. An autopsy was performed after his death in the presence of a joint British and French delegation. It was overseen by Napoleon's personal physician, Francesco Antomarchi, as well as the rest of his retinue. There are also 7 British doctors overseeing the autopsy, as well as Sir Thomas Reed, who is there on behalf of the governor of St. Helena. In this autopsy report, it said that there was a healthy esophagus leading to a stomach filled with a large quantity of black liquid of disagreeable odor resembling coffee grounds, as well as the internal surface of the stomach nearly to its whole extent, extending from the cardiac orifice to about an inch from the pylorus, was a mass of cancerous disease. And finally, presence of a perforated ulcer 1 inch from the pylorus. From this autopsy, it seems clear in retrospect that Napoleon died of advanced gastric neoplasia, or cancer, with an associated perforated ulcer probably worsened by the dose of calomel. But enter Swedish dentist Sten Forsjövud, who published an article in Nature in 1961 reporting high levels of arsenic in Napoleon's hair. Him and his team postulated Napoleon was slowly poisoned over time with arsenic, leading to his eventual death. Arsenic poisoning presents with vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, which often contains blood, and a whole slew of other symptoms. It seems clear that these symptoms line up with Napoleon's, and what makes it even more interesting is that the British government had a vested interest in making sure Napoleon was dead. They had him completely under their control and provided him all of his supplies, including food and water. If they wanted to slowly poison him over time, it would have been extremely easy. So what's the truth? Was he poisoned by arsenic, or did he die of gastric cancer? Well, unfortunately for Sten, it's pretty clear Napoleon died of natural causes and was not maliciously poisoned with arsenic. See, back in the 19th century, arsenic was pretty much everywhere. It was a common medication given by doctors, used in clothing dyes, and even on candy wrappers of the time. Many French aristocrats of this era used arsenic-based face and hair powder. There may have been arsenic in the water supply, in the wallpaper covering his bedroom, or even in the soil around his coffin. All of this to say Napoleon lived in a world full of arsenic. So how do you determine if he was poisoned by arsenic versus exposed like everyone else to arsenic in the environment? Well, future studies found elevated arsenic content in the hair of Napoleon from his childhood, as well as elevated arsenic levels in the hairs of his son and Josephine, his wife. This evidence suggests Napoleon was passively exposed to arsenic, but not poisoned. Combined with the very clear autopsy report done by his own French physician, clearly demonstrating gastric cancer, it nearly proves Napoleon died of natural causes. While many times medical history can be a confusing topic with no clear answer, I don't believe Napoleon's death to fall in this category. There seems to be no foul play.